Yeah, he likes his tractors. He likes them big, and he likes them green. You like green tractors, Max Armstrong?
Rascal, you know better than that. Or you know what? I love them all.
I know.
How's that for a political response?
I know you do. But you are it's funny because when I'm out in rural America and I'm talking to friends of mine that happen to be farmers, and I have a lot of friends that are farmers, and I have a lot of friends that are in the Dakotas and Minnesota and Wisconsin due to my love of snowmobiling and snowmobile racing. Man, I mention your name, and you would think I just said that I know Garth Brooks.
You know what? I've been on a lot of those farms probably over the years. There's one up in Wisconsin. I've been there 3 times in 40 years, and the guy has a picture of every time. Neither one of us has died yet.
Well, Max Armstrong is legendary in Chicago, not only for the work he's done on another legendary radio station, but This Week in Agribusiness. Of course, Channel Earth is just something that you and your grandfather started years ago, your grandfather being Orion Samuelson. Now, Orion is 123. How old are you?
You know what? He hit 89 back in March, and 89. That's perfect birthday, huh? And I hit 70 last month. So I thought it's time to hit the brakes. I don't want people standing around saying that guy should have hung it up a long time ago. I don't want them talking like they talk about Cochran. Where is he, by the way? Where is he? Is he getting his head candled or what?
If I'm not mistaken, I think he's getting his stomach stapled. He's getting that surgery. He wants to lose some weight. So he can play that golf game a little bit. He can play that golf game better. So
yeah, absolutely.
But it's good because I was hanging out down at the Union Hall, and they said, "Hey, that they need a fill-in guy over at WLS." So I said, "I'm available." Took my tools, came over for a couple days.
Excellent. It's always great to hear you, young man. I always consider it a privilege to be on with you.
Well, buddy, I love you. And how many years since you cracked a mic in Chicago?
Oh. Well, in Chicago, and over at WGN, you did not crack the mic. Of course, it was in the hands of a talented union engineer. There were 7 unions in the building, I believe, at that time. And, it was, it was 1977 when I went to work there. And I got hired 6 months before Skilling. And I remind him every now and then I was there before he was. He'll be the one to turn the lights out, of course.
How in the world did the likes of guys like Steve Dahl and Johnny B never make fun of you?
They surely did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm such a big target. Actually, I partied with Dahl and some other folks at the very first Farm 8 concert. And that's where I dropped my recorder in the porta potty. Sayonara.
What's the old joke? Once you drop your recorder in the porta potty, you got to throw your wallet in. So you have 2 reasons to go in there and get it. But now, am I to understand correct? There's a book coming out, and you're going to work that deal?
Yeah, I'm going to do another little bathroom book. Short stories, a lot of pictures, and it's small enough it fits on the tank. So it'll be coming out sometime this summer.
All right. Now, I know there's a guy on the other side of the glass here just chomping at the bit to talk to you. Here's our newsman, Nick Gale.
Nick, how you doing, feller?
Good, my friend, and congratulations on, calling it a career, I guess, at least from the broadcasting perspective of it. And I remember meeting you. I think I've told you the story, but you were on one of these tractor rides, and I was working at WGLC in Mendota. And I think maybe you were coming through Ladd or one of those small towns around there, and I got a chance to talk to you and told you that you're one of the reasons I went into broadcasting.
Aww.
Oh, my goodness. I did not know that story, Nick. I'm a big fan of yours. I listen all the time. But I remember WGLC sitting there on the east side of the road as you came into Minnesota.
That's right. And then, I think we can kind of run in some of the same circles for a while there because Cousin Carl, who passed away a couple of years ago down in Sykeston and,
Cape Girardeau, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got stories. Oh, man, many stories about Carl. In fact, it'll be in the new book coming out this summer, More Stories of the Heartland.
Fantastic.
The Heartland.
Well, congratulations. I just wanted to tell you that the big voice here in Chicago and the Midwest and across the country, for that matter, for agriculture.
Nobody's been luckier than I have been. Just so fortunate, so blessed by God to be able to do what I've done and to be around the people I've been around. And to have the spouse. Linda's put up with me for 41 years. Jeez.
Yeah, you went above the rim on that.
She's the one we need to say thank you to.
Yeah, you went above the rim on that, because I'm here to tell you, she's smoking. Yeah.
Clearly outkicked my coverage.
Yes,
no
sir.
doubt about it.
Yeah, I was working a deal, and I sometimes hesitate to say this because of what happened to the guy. But Denny Hastert, back when he was Speaker of the House, hired a kid that was doing a morning show over at a country station to kind of be his guy that would open up all his speaking engagements, and that was me. And on one speaking engagement, we had Richard Pombo, who at the time, I believe, Max, was help me out, Richard Pombo, I believe he was the head of the Department of Agriculture Ways and Means Committee or something like that. And then they had this other guy from this other 3-lettered AM radio station that was there. And that was one of the first times I ever met Max. And I go out to my truck, and Max and I were both doing a deal right at that time for Toyota. We were driving the first American-built Toyota pickup truck. And there's a big John Deere toy tractor set up on the hood of my truck that said Terrascal from Max. And that is probably displayed in my man cave. But enough about this ass kissing and all of this.
If it was red, you wouldn't have gotten it.
Oh no, I have a red one too. And Max also gave my kids an Erdl pedal tractor that he recommissioned. Remember that, Max?
Yeah, we had fun with those. It had to be around, I don't know, sometime in the early 90s. They were made in Dyersville, Iowa, and they had a plaque on the side, Max Armstrong Collector Edition or something like that.
My kid scratched on it, beat the hell out of him. Hey, we have to talk a little business with you instead of just, all of these trips down memory lane. We're in a drought area here. Depending on if you look at the map, it's severe in Illinois, and then if you get downstate, it's even worse. Is it bad? Is it going to make it? I know our friend Dave down in Manhattan, who is a Pioneer seed dealer, showed pictures of his crops. They look okay. What are we in for here?
We're picking up a little bit of moisture. It's somewhat encouraging. As bad as those storms were day before yesterday, there was moisture coming along with storms, and there is crop damage at times when you have that kind of activity, but it tends to be fairly limited in scope. So we're going to take anything that comes with these storms. Actually, we saw a little bit of improvement in the drought situation in the state of Illinois in the most weekly drought monitor that came out yesterday. So, when you talk to growers, as I talked to a whole bunch of them yesterday. I'm here in Champaign County. And they said, yeah, you know what? The rain helped us. We need a little more. We need to could use another inch to really get us to the finish line. But as the government pointed out in numbers the other day, the crops are looking pretty doggone good.
Well, I just wanted to have you on because it's hit or miss for me because I'm the guy that has stayed too long at the party, your foster fill-in, looking for my forever home. But you've done Chicago proud. And we will look forward to the autographed copies of the book, one to Jane, one to Nick, one to Miranda, one to Michael Garay, and 6 copies for me before we have to sell them on wherever we're going to sell them for an exorbitant profit. But
like eBay.
I just don't want to see him in the restroom of the Greyhound.
Yeah, exactly. Autographed even.
You go up to that Portage, Wisconsin rest area. There's the read. Well, just leave it right there so people can read it. Leave a little hand sanitizer there.
And then they can just bring it to the next stop and they give it to somebody else to read.
Max, I'm glad you were here today because, there's times on this show I don't feel there's enough people that work at WGN. You just kind of bring it.
All right. Mass exodus over there.
I do have one question, though, Max. Congratulations on your retirement, and thank you for all the good that you've done for all these years. You literally took farmers, and you made them famous. It's like they have celebrity chefs, you make celebrity farmers. But now, in retirement, you spend so much time on the farm. Do you just set sail into, by the islands, going down to the BVIs and just set sail on a boat?
Oh, I can't do that. No way. You know, I'll be hanging out with farmers yet. I'll be at the Farm Progress Show. I helped start the biggest vintage farm equipment show in America, and it's coming up the end of August 24th, at the old air base at Rantoul. I hope everybody will come out and join us. We have the greatest time. It's called the Disney World of Agriculture, actually, just ahead of the World's Fair of Agriculture, which is the big Farm Progress Show.
You know what we should do, Nick? Don't you have a Cub Cadet? What do you have we can bring down there?
Yeah, we could drive the Cub down there.
We'll just go down there with I've got a little Craftsman 8 horsepower. They'll just laugh at us, but who cares? We'll be having fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can fall in behind my farm hose.
Hey, before I let you go, what's your profile on farmersonly.com?
Hey, you know, they're looking, that farmer wants a wife.
Yeah.
They're looking for some more farmers for that. They ran a spot on our television show.
You know, old friend I used to work with that still works radio here in Chicago. She married a farmer, and I see that farmer, and he works downstate, here in Illinois, and I'm like, buddy, you made it all these years, and now you got to listen to that every day. God help you. Buddy, good to talk to you. The book is More Stories from the Heartland. It's Max Armstrong. Look for it wherever fine books are sold, and send me a couple of copies. I'll put it in that little library in my neighborhood.
Well, take care of it, pal. Thank you all so much. Really, really appreciate you guys. I always enjoy listening to you.
Max, you're a good guy. Take care.
Thanks,
and
Max.
Tell Ari and I said hi, and he owes us a dinner at Jameson's Char House.
It was me a few.